Hey everybody, Randy here with an all-new Geek World Order video. And today, we're at EPCOT. It's New Year's Eve. We're gonna have some fun today. And I thought I'd do something a little bit different with this video. So I'm gonna go around the park. I'm gonna talk about the year I've had. Maybe relate some of the park experiences to my goals, my hopes, my dreams. But we're gonna talk about the year. We're gonna talk about next year, and it's gonna be an interesting day around the park. I think this is gonna be an interesting video, so stay tuned and let's see what we can do today. So the first place on our journey here is Mission Space. And if you all know, Mission Space is literally the worst ride in EPCOT. So, but what this ride reminds me of is leaving negativity out of your life. And if you follow my journey, you know 2022 had a lot of negative experiences. So just like this ride, we're moving on. We are keeping those negative experiences in 2022, just like we're moving on. But man, it's been a crazy journey, but from the hospital stays to all sorts of just weird personal things going on. 2022 was a weird year, but I am very much looking forward to moving on, jumping into new things, and just really making this a great year. So let's leave everything in the past. Let's leave that negativity out the door, and I think we're gonna have a good time here.
Re-energizing for power test.
So test track was our next stop of the day, and just as you whip through that crazy last corner of test track, so too are we boldly going into 2023, full of optimism, full of excitement. I'm really looking forward to the year, man. I know this year was insane, a lot of crazy things happening, but I don't know, it's just got me itching, guys. You know, missing out on a couple of big conventions like MegaCon. I was certainly determined to make it to Dragon Con, but luckily things are getting back to normal. But man, between wanting to do more shoots, go to more cons, I am so ready for this year, and I am ready to dive headfirst into the new year and just be at the parks more often, be at more conventions, just get back to living life, man. So let's move on to our next adventure today. All right, so we made it to the World Showcase. And I know it gets a little bit of flack, but I don't know, the World Showcase is always a fun area of EPCOT. All sorts of inspiration. Makes you want to travel, man. And I know I've got some goals of traveling this year. Still working on what I want to do. I mean, I know I've got a couple of out-of-state events planned. Hitting up Dragon Con again. I'm planning to be at Joe Fest in June. But, you know, there are definitely some travel things I'd love to do. Hit up some other places. Go to some NASCAR races. Maybe eventually go on a cruise somewhere. Although, some of these plans might have to wait until I pay a few things off. but that's okay. It's definitely in my plans, but I definitely like to do more, even if it's within the state of Florida. Just going around Florida, hitting up different places, exploring. I definitely like to hit up some like roadside attractions, some of the tourist things, do vlogs from there, share that experience with you guys. So that's sort of on the list this year, is just getting into more traveling, having more experiences, even if it's just here within the state of Florida. But of course, I'll take you guys along for the ride with me. But so I think I'm gonna start making my way through the World Showcase and just see what's going on today. The lines are not super great, but it's okay. We'll just kind of take it as it is. You know, if the thing today is more shows, I hit more shows. But let's keep going. Once again, we are at the UK Pavilion at EPCOT. And you know what the UK Pavilion always reminds me of? Always keep trying. Never give up. Because one day, your hopes and dreams are going to come true. But today is not that day, because once again, this phone booth is clearly not the TARDIS. One of these days, I'm gonna walk in this phone booth and we're gonna just take a little trip across space and time. Unfortunately, today is not that day. But as you're planning your year, your goals, everything, never give up. Believe me, I'm living proof of that. Don't give up. I have some goals, I have some plans, I have some things I've been working on in my personal life that I've been working on them for a while. But don't give up. Sometimes it's gonna look dark, it's gonna look hopeless, but keep pressing on, keep moving forward, and just keep that positive attitude going into the new year. Alright, so next up on our journey here is the Japan Pavilion. And of course, the Japan Pavilion being one of my favorite pavilions here at EPCOT. It's a great spot to just kind of sit and hang around. Some awesome drinks. Of course, my favorite drink in the park, the violet sake. And of course, you just want to step back and reflect on your favorite things. Man, what were my favorite things of 2022? I mean, obviously being here, being alive, being healthy after my hospital ordeal. And that's been a very interesting experience. Of course, I was actually in the hospital twice this year. Once for diabetic ketoacidosis. I made a whole video on that one. But actually a few weeks ago, I had eye surgery for a detached retina. So suffice to say, I am very happy to not be in a hospital, and I am very much trying to avoid them this year. But obviously, other than the having good health and good spirits, man, what were some of my favorite things this year? Well, we started the year pretty good, going to AEW Revolution in March. That was actually cool. That was literally like a week before the whole first hospital ordeal started. That was cool. That was on my bucket list to go see a wrestling event. I've still to this day, I've never actually gone and seen a WWE event in person, but that was cool. That was definitely a favorite thing. AEW Revolution, an awesome show. Of course, Dragon Con. Granted, I think that's always one of my favorite things, so, but man, it was such a good time this year. Already looking forward to this year's trip. So another good favorite thing. And man, I know those were really kind of the big memories for me. Obviously some different things happening in the toy world, all the geeky communities. Man, we had some great shows on TV this year. Star Trek Strange New Worlds, the new season of Lower Decks, the glorious return of the Orville in the Orville New Horizons. So a lot of great great sci-fi on the streaming services this year. All of those were probably like my favorite things on TV this year. So craziness aside from this year, there were some fun things to celebrate, look back on. So we'll take a further look into the year as we move around EPCOT here and we just continue the day here. Alright, so of course we made it to the Japan Pavilion, and about the furthest point away from anything, and it looks like it's about to rain. But that's okay. I mean, it's Florida, it's Disney World. Literally any day of the year it could rain. But that's okay. I'm just kind of gonna wait it out here. I can go into Mitsukoshi and wander around for a little bit, but man, just continuing to think back on the year, because I guess this would be kind of a good time to just kind of summarize the year. Started the year pretty cool. Of course, going to events, going to conventions. Started out at Central Florida Comic Con, which was actually my first show as the CEO of Task Force 27. And for those of you familiar with the finest G.I. Joe costume club, that is the Florida Garrison. Yep, I took over as the CEO of that garrison at the beginning of the year. And we had some great events this year. Did some great work raising money for Canines for Warriors, so really proud of the effort that went there. Of course, just kind of hit some events up. AEW Revolution in March. Things going pretty good. Then, of course, after St. Patrick's Day, wind up in the hospital. That whole ordeal. I'm down now for a few months. Finally made it back out to Spooky Empire, their summer show. And then just kind of went from there. Dragon Con came and went. And it's mostly been quiet. You know, just really waiting for next year. It's been a quiet year. Really hoping to do more shows this year. Get back on the con circuit in full force. But I would also be remiss if I didn't go to the Japan Pavilion and grab a violet sake. So as we continue through the day, we look around things. If I forget to say it at a later point in the video, here's to 2022. The good, the bad, the ugly. Let's raise a glass and cheer to the new year. Salud. But our day's not over yet, so let's keep going. Alright, so the next stop on our journey here is the Norway Pavilion, which we are totally not going on Frozen Ever After. That's like a 2-hour wait right now, but I have a plan for that one later. Hopefully, timing some of these shows it'll be crucial to the plan. But otherwise, we all know of Elsa's famous motto in the movie, "Let it go." And that's what we're doing with 2023, baby. We're letting go of the year that was, the terrible year. We're diving headfirst into it. And I can't wait for this year. Just kind of been sitting back, thinking, reflecting, watching shows, and I'm ready for this year, man. I'm ready to take life by the horns, have a lot of fun, and not be sitting at home recovering from surgery or other hospital procedures, dealing with a damaged eye. No, I'm done. I'm ready to let it all go and jump headfirst into this next year. So I'm gonna keep wandering around, and I'll see you guys later.
Come into play. I'd love to.
This is not a good time.
It's always a good time to use your imagination. So let the good times roll. Woohoo! You win one cent.
as they say, a spark of inspiration is at the heart of all creation. Of course, we're in the lovely area that is Figment's Journey into Imagination, a quite divisive ride here at EPCOT, to say the least, but I thought this would be a good time, considering imagination and creativity are the theme here, to talk about my goals. Because really, a lot of what I want to do in 2023 involves around my creative endeavors. I want to get more consistent with the videos, the uploads. I think I did about 30 videos this year. I'd really like to get that to closer to the 1 a week standard. I know there were some extenuating circumstances, but overall, I want to do more videos. I want to get more creative with them. I want to do different things. Like this video you're watching right now is a bit of a different format. So that's what I want to do. Do more photo shoots. So hey, cosplay friends, shoot me a note. Let me know. But definitely want to be more on the content creation side. Really get back into it. Get pretty regular with it. But that's one of the big things, you know. This year has been very odd. It's been weird. So let's just get back into the lab and start creating things. I think that's a good goal for 2023, and I'm ready to do it. So let's get weird and creative this year. Alright, made it all the way to the front of the park here. So of course it's time to hit a favorite. Although I've been hitting a couple of favorites here. I just got off Living with the Land. Because, you know, sometimes you just got to do your favorites. And now we're here. We're up to Spaceship Earth. Oh man, I love this ride. And sometimes you just got to live in the moment. Go on your favorite rides, and sometimes you just got to play the waiting game in life. And I know there's some things this year that I've got to play the waiting game on. The lines for this one were kind of weird all throughout the day, long lines, but it's, you know, one of a busier park day, so I understand. So sometimes you got to play the long game, and that's what we've done. It's a reasonable enough wait, so I'm about to hit Spaceship Earth. Because it's EPCOT, you gotta hit Spaceship Earth. It's a rule. I don't make the rules, I just follow them. right, so we made it to the end of the day. It's 1 o'clock. Park's closed. Man. And welcome to 2023. Thanks for joining me on the ride, guys. Thanks for following me along today as I reminisce about the year, look back on what happened, looking forward to 2023. I am ready to go home. I'm tired. But I did learn something very interesting tonight. With a little effort and planning, you can totally ride Frozen Ever After 3 times in 1 hour without a fast pass. So there's that. Don't ask me how I know that. Please don't ask me how I know. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. Leave a comment, thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you next time.